Alright, let's go over big do's and don'ts of riding hard. A big don't is don't wear fucking Converse. Jesus, bro. If JB was wearing like fucking what sneakers were you wearing earlier? Asics or something? Some shit ass running shoes, and I was like, bro, at least put on some boots. He comes back with the chucks. Alright. As we're approaching corners, I can't stress this enough, man. This is rule number 1 in motorcycling. You look where you're gonna go. That is everything in the world of motorcycling. And I'm talking even with wheelies. With those wheelies, I always pop over to the left because I know this bike kind of pulls to the right. I gotta do some alignment on the rear. But anyway, I lean to the left and look to the left because I want to counter my bike pulling right. And that goes with cornering. That goes with anything, man. You look where you're gonna go. Your body just kind of like naturally has a gravitational pull to what you're looking at. All right. Spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, literally, it's all the same. You want your head to be level with the ground, and a good way to like imagine that is like, imagine chopping your head off with a helmet on and then sticking a plate underneath it. That plate needs to always be like parallel and level with the ground. So like as I approach this corner, my head's level. You know, this is a don't. Don't do this. Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that. I mean, there's a point where if you're on a track and you're carrying enough G-force into a corner, then yeah, there are some points where your head does somewhat stick to the bike. But when you're just street riding and you're wanting to be smooth, fast, safe, then you really just kind of want to keep your head level, look through the corner, and have your body kind of follow you. Alright, so we're going to put step 1 and the most important thing is your head. Is looking where you're going, keeping it level, and just being fluid overall, okay? And then we're gonna move our way down our body into our torso area now. So your torso should never be stagnant. And your arms should never be like freaking planted to the bars. You should never be hanging on. You want to be fluid. You really just want to use your fingertips on the handlebars, and you just want to be nice and smooth. And it's important that you are in the correct gear when approaching a tight corner, so you can roll out of it. Okay, like a corner like this, I'm gonna want to be in like second gear. First gear is a little rough. Second gear, and I start rolling on it once I reach an apex. So I can see through this corner, I can roll on it. And in a lot of corners that you can see through, you can normally get on the throttle a lot earlier because you know what's coming in your direction, and you know the overall, you know, bank of the turn. Like, how hard is it gonna be? Are you okay, JB? Alright. So we'll approach this corner at third, basically. And you're in third, you go ham. Now we're going to do a little downshift to second. Apply the front brake to where at comfortable speed and slowly let go of the front brake. Slowly roll on the throttle. It's that simple. And don't forget, you're keeping your head level and you're looking through the corner. So I shift, I'm in a third now, kind of going, and I'm just cruising right now. Like, my hands are so loose, I can't see over this. I'm chilling, rolling third, chilling. The hands are again nice and loose. I can rip with one hand, and the only reason I need one hand is just to use this throttle and brake on this side. Really, we're looking through the corners. We're using very little pressure on the handlebars, and we're just kind of guiding our bike around these corners. A lot of counter steering. If you don't know what counter steering is, you definitely need to go to motorcycle training course, basic safety courses, and you should not be following this tutorial. Counter steering is one of the most basic fundamentals of riding a motorcycle. But I might as well explain to you guys what counter steering is anyway. I'll do it in 2 seconds. You push on one side of the side of the handlebar you're turning, and the bike will tilt that way to compensate. It's really that simple. It's a lot easier to show you when I have cruise control, but here, push on right, go right. That's counter steering, and that is literally how you're supposed to go about turning, period. And most that's done with your throttle hand. But I mean, again, as you lean over into the corner, I kind of push on my hand that I'm going into that corner with, and that's what'll bring that position of the motorcycle into like that lean angle. So this is a pretty soft corner. Again, learn your road, know your road. I know this is a soft corner, and I know I can just prepare myself for it and roll on and stay in my lane. And when you continually ride your road and you know your road, you know when there's squirrels coming out, you know when there's other animals out and about. What the hell is that? Oh, it's a log. This is a sharp corner, I know it, and I also know there's gravel here on the inside. And it's basically an every time thing. So there it is. So you somewhat have gravel here, so I don't ever really go too ham there. And then from here on out, I know this road's pretty decent for a minute. And so are you good to carry a pace with me? That's what we're gonna, yeah. So JB's gonna get to know the road at probably like a 30 to 40% pace right now. Yeah, he's not going, so again, look through the corner, push on that, and you're just gonna follow through, nice and easy. The bike's very easy to just kind of guide through these corners. And if you need to like check up a corner again, you just kind of lean back. You know, like if I cut this too hard, I can check up and I can readjust. This corner, go in. If I am going too far, I can lean in a little more. Like, you want to hit the road at that kind of pace your first time, because trying to just get on a road and just start shredding it without knowing any corners or anything about your road is you're asking for serious troubles. So even if you know the road, yeah, you should still scope it out. But again, if you hit it every day, yeah, if you hit it every day, it's different. But once a week, you definitely need a pre-run to check the condition. Anyway, so head level, eyes looking through corners, and nice and loose on the handlebars during this entire road, which is a very strenuous road. Your arm should not get tired one bit. You can also keep your butt on the seat if you're going under 50%, and you can still go kind of fast through corners, you know. I don't recommend keeping your butt on the seat and you not being, fluid. I think being fluid with your body adds to being smooth, adds to being fast, adds to being safe. Water in a cup, baby. So if you yeah, slosh but don't spill. And when you're balls deep in a corner and you're hanging off your bike, you really don't have much, you don't have very far to fall, but you have everywhere to slide. That's the only scary thing. You always gotta stop yourself. Look through the corner, be loose, roll on when you can see through it. So I'm coming into this corner, I know this is a sharp corner, I apply the front brake, see through it, roll on. That's simple. Okay, so we've gone over your torso area, and your torso should follow your head. If your head's leaning through, kind of bring your torso over a little bit, and And you know, when you get to the part where your opposing arm is kind of resting on the gas tank, it's a lot more apparent on sport bikes, crotch rockets, super bikes, whatever. But these naked bikes, I love naked bikes. These naked bikes are a little less dramatic in terms of that. So we're looking through this corner. I mean, that corner is probably the scariest one, but I mean, I don't ever practice this area. I'll rip it, but I don't like it. The road condition's a little bumpy and shit, but it's still a decent little area to just kind of cruise through. It's a warm-up spot for me, really. But I think it's one of the more dangerous areas because the car gets confident up here. Because it looks like nice cement, but it's not. And I can see if they overshot this going fast, it's a pretty fast corner. Oh yeah, you see how the bike's bouncing around and shit. Yours is bouncing around probably worse because the suspension's so soft. But this is where you're just, you know, outside corner, and you're following the outside, and you know, it's especially important on corners that are blind because you want to give that extra cushion for cars coming the opposite direction going into your lane. Even novice riders that overshoot corners will, you know, f you up. And so you really want to just give that gap. And when the corner's in your favor, like this right, you know, you still want to take the outside. And they're more likely to overshoot on theirs. Here's a good spot. You can pin it for a second. And then you got to check up with your brake. And then you're hitting this at a little bit of an angle. And you follow through. It's one of my favorite areas. It looks crazy on camera when you hit it with speed. Yeah, it's fun when you get it down. So we're still just kind of looking through corners, following through it, being pretty smooth. We're moving down the bottom. All right, we got some rocks here. Again, I don't ride this area either, actually. This is still a warm-up area for me. And see, these houses out here are just as dope. Agree? A little secluded, a little higher up. Oh, I'm sure. There's actually a house for sale right here. I want to buy it. True. Alright, we're chilling. And now we're talking about your waist and your legs. You want your toes on the pegs. That's very important. Keep your toes on the pegs. Why? Because when you're on the balls of your feet, you're more nimble, you're more agile, you're more balanced. Everything works better when you're on your toes. Even your penis. No, I don't know. Alright, so we have a sharp left here. Not very sharp. It's actually a soft left. But it's a left that'll sneak up on you if you're flying. And I'm sure a lot of people have crashed there. You follow through here. This is a cool little area right here. So you know, you have a hard left here, kinda, and then it straightens out. Then you got another turn, not up here, and this little turn goes into a little wiggle waggle. I have yet to hit that gap perfect. It's like a double you can carry a wheelie through probably. Alright, now we're going down into a right. This is almost like an Isle of Man area. Whoa. And you got somewhat hard. It's not very. Alright, so you're on your toes, you're using only your fingertips. People are probably wondering, how do you actually work yourself? Well, you really don't have to work yourself riding pretty fast on the bike. The work should all be done with the motorcycle. There's not much to ride fast. It's really just having the trust with your tires and your bike that everything's going to be okay, and also being smooth. If your weight's all on your front, and you know you're putting a lot of stress on your wrists, you're putting yourself at risk for a solid high side, low side, whatever have you. It's a very dangerous way to ride. It's going to fatigue you quickly. So you want to keep the center of balance where, you know, not too much pressure on your front. I can always take my left hand off the bars. Even when I'm in a hard corner like this one, and I get off my motorcycle and I'm actually like full tilt, I can take my hand off. That's not a big deal. And that's how loose I should always be. So now we're going to talk about overall body movement. Usually on corners, I only get one butt cheek off the seat in that direction. So if I'm going right here, I have my right butt cheek off. Left corner, left butt cheek off. And my left butt cheek is off before I hit the corner. And then as I hit the corner, I can then adjust my lean angle on my bike much better. So let me show you. Butt cheek off already. Slowly rolling through as I look. And it, you know, it's, I preload, I prepare early for those corners. So here, right, left butt cheek off, right butt cheek off. This is a sharp corner for that area. And then, yeah, it's still just like being fluid and loose. Left butt cheek off, look through. And you know, another thing to kind of take into account is I almost like, when I'm really hitting it, I'm almost like kissing the hand closest to the corner inside, if that makes sense. So left corner, left butt cheek off, and my helmet basically, if I'm ripping it, and when I get down into this corner, I'm like kissing my hand that I'm leaning into. And your body needs to be parallel with your motorcycle. So you got to imagine there's an imaginary line from the top of your neck, where your skull is, all the way down to your butt crack. Imagine your butt crack is a line, a center line, and that line goes all the way up and all the way down. Okay, that line needs to be parallel with the wheel, the front of the wheel to the back of the wheel. Okay, so you're keeping that parallel, those two, your butt crack and your wheels. You want those to be parallel. Okay, go into this corner, parallel. My body should be parallel with my motorcycle. Again, parallel. You know, you don't want to cross up. Crossing up is like when you get this down and you keep your, you know, you're doing this. This is crossing up. And a lot of people do this to try to drag me, but it's a very dangerous, it's a, what do you call it? It's like playing with fire, dude. You're gonna fuck up like this. A lot of people do that. They do this. And you don't want to do that. It's a very fluid, chill feeling to ride fast. People are like, what? Damn, dude, you're always riding so fast. I'm like, no, I'm riding comfortably. I'm riding just smooth. All about being smooth. Is this road not like something out of the fucking dream? What, that this exists? Well, you don't need to yank them. It's, this is where I start. That's T1, okay? That's turnaround 1, alright? And this is all pretty hard, you know, and you're just getting over with your bike, and look at my hand. I'm chilling, dude. Chilling. I can roll up, let the engine braking do some work, barely touch the front brake. Slowly release the front brake, look through the corner, and roll on. And again, dude, I don't need this. I could chop my left hand off, and I could still shred. I could literally chop my left hand off. I just need an auto blip, but I don't. I just roll the throttle and smash I can chop my left hand off, literally. Alright, so I'm going, rolling, looking through the corner. and I'm being fluid. Just being fluid, man. And I think the most important thing that makes me comfortable with hitting corners is coming into a corner with a solid amount of speed to the point where I can do most of my leaning, at least the first 50% of the corner, you know, using that brake. You know, I can brake into it, and then once I'm done using the brake and I see through the corner, I just roll on. Nice and easy. So, you know, I approach this corner decent, apply a smidge of front brake, and then come in. But I want the front brake to be so smooth that I'm almost like, I'm adding the most pressure on it when I begin the corner, and then as I'm leaving the corner, I'm at 0. So you're going from 100% to 0% on the corner. So here, I use the front brake, slowly release it, slowly roll on. Front brake, slowly release it, roll on. And I'm just flowing, dude. Then you can just flow. And it's really just practice makes perfect. And you're just learning how to move your body back and forth. And at the end of the day, your legs should be smoked up, dude. Your quads should feel like someone just took a blowtorch to them. You're just leaning, chill, chill. And now this is a cool corner. This is T2 right here. This is where you can turn around, you can practice that section, you know. You just go back and forth, learn it. This corner opens up. So you roll on the throttle into this corner and it'll open up for you. A lot of people don't know that because this is T3. So you can literally go from there to there and just practice those 2 turns over and over. You know what I mean? And you get really good at it. And then you can go from T2 and pass up T3. You go in here, tight corner, then you're going boom. And you are working the shit out of your legs here. Approach this one pretty quick. This corner's always good. Slowly get on the brake, roll through it, jump over, and you know, you'll get to the point where your seat, as you bring your seat up to hit that next corner, your seat will bring you over into the right body position. This is T4 right here. So you can go from T2 to T4. That's a good section. Or you can go from there to T1. And that's usually what I do. And I measure my speed on every bike, you know, in that section. You following me? I got more. You just kind of look through it, roll on. Roll on. People have houses up here. Isn't that nuts? What? Yeah, up here. This is a very tech area. I've already looked at buying this property, but it's not very good. Yeah. It's affordable. There's a good corner. How are you feeling? Pretty comfortable? Oh, there's our first car of the day. But it's a comfortable bike. And the brakes work very good. I'd never run into traffic on this road, man. This is a very rare occasion. What do you think of this road? And not nice. So this keeps going for a while. Not too much farther. We're gonna turn around. I was gonna take you to the top so you at least know the whole thing. Do you want to do it? It's probably like another mile. What time is it? What does it say? I don't know. Do you have your phone on you? Alright, let's make it to the top. Can we go around here? Come on, bro. He has to hear us. Can we go around? Yeah, that's a bad corner. That's the only bad corner, really. There's that one and the one before that. It's a little weird on the inside. It's a little sandy, and that's about it. I know where we're gonna pass him. He looks like the kind of guy that doesn't like motorcycles. Another car? What? Never pass any cars on your road, even if you know it. Like, if there's a nice straight section, you can do it, I guess. But even then, like, how much do you care about your road? Like, the more dangerous, dumb shit you do, the more likely people are to call police, the more likely police are to post up on your road. Like, it's a pretty simple solution, or equation. All right, ready? We're going right here. Let's go. This is our real only area. Oh yeah, there's squirrels everywhere. Alright. Easy enough. So we're just still flowing. The road gets a little more technical, but again, if you just follow your form and be smooth, roll on the throttle, follow me, little brakes, good. Get in your position. I highly recommend these stomp grips too. I think stomp grips are great because I check myself back on this and I can pin myself in that position. Pinned. You know what I mean? Pinned. You see how I kind of like toss it around though? You go like, and you're just chilling like that. And then you use your brakes to check up, bring yourself over, slowly release your brake. This is a nice tight one. Consistent tight. Right? Here's another decent one. Boom. Little roll out. Another tight one. Get on the brakes pretty good, and then check it up. And the reason you want to do your trail braking is to add pressure and grip to your front tire. If you're just gunning it into a corner and you're still on the throttle, you're losing traction on that front end, and that's adding potential to losing traction there, losing the front. So this is the turnaround spot. For me, this is where people hang out, have drinks, chill. It's like we'll do a meetup on Friday or Saturday. We'll do a meetup Saturday morning. That's where I turn around. I usually stretch and shit, but we didn't go that hard. Oh, we're just kind of following through with our corner. Now we're just rolling down, and we know what corners are bad, or at least I do, because I know my road. But JB kind of knows some of the corners that are bad. This guy can't stay in his fucking lane to save his life. Good job, old man. Yeah. Know your bike, know your road. In that order. On the RC 51, dude, you would have such a high potential to slide out because of the pure fucking torque. Brake, check it in, look through, carry it. Break it up, move through. So when you use that front brake in the corner, you're adding pressure to the front tire, you're adding grip to it. And you know, you apply the most when you're straight up and the least when you hit your apex. And when I mean when you hit your apex, you should be completely at zero brake and starting your roll on of throttle. Front brake, let go, roll on. Go for and then you're immediately looking at your next corner where your line is. So you have your outside, come in. And I know this one I can smash. I can go. And then I'm applying quite a bit of brake here. And then I'm looking through it, and I'm releasing, and I'm being fluid, and I'm following through. But both this bike, both the Tuono 1100 and the MT-09 are both extremely torquey bikes. And coming out of a corner at redline in any tilt at all, you have potential to lose it on the back end. Outside, look in, look for the inside corner, roll on the throttle. I'm applying the front brake, I'm looking through the corner, I'm applying the front throttle as I see through it. It's a here's the back corner. Just be easy on the brakes, you'll be fine. And I know that corner's not good, so usually I don't practice that area, honestly. I just do that area just because it's for group rides and shit. And now we're generally somewhat safe. This looks like salt. I don't know what that is. Boom, look through, lean on. You're just finding those comfortable positions where you can be chilling on your bike like this. And if you just took a left or a right and there's another, oh, here's more rocks. Yeah, that's the second. Oh, I don't know if that was rocks or gravel, or did it? That's why I don't like this upper section right here. I mean, it's a little more technical. It's pretty fun. I'm like, yeah, all those right turns. And now it gets good. I'm pretty sure there's nothing here. No squirrels pop out there. And you apply your front brake, slowly release it. And it's nice too in the corners. Some of these corners, they have these white markers. And so you can, as you progress, you get on the throttle earlier and earlier. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? On how curvy it is? Oh yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you have to pay attention to this entire road or you'll go off. There is no distractions. Yeah, you're just rolling through, you're leaning, you're feeling your bike out. But yeah, if there's a left and then another left, you can keep your body in that left position, like this. Left, left, left. Ooh! So, I know that section pretty well. This is where I start to practice. Now, you know, boom. And then you're moving your body back and forth, and you're just jumping. This corner you go pretty much flying into, and you are hard braking, and then I try to get on the throttle before that one, and then you roll on, and then you start applying brake right there at that one, slowly let go, and you roll on here, and you can actually come out of that corner in a wheelie on that bike. Yeah, this corner sneaks up on you, it becomes harder. And then this one's a pretty tight corner, this is a knee dragger. Then you roll on it, and you follow through with your same form through this whole corner, trail brake, as you're switching your body position. Then you go again, same thing. Trail brake as you're switching your body position, if you're going fast enough. Boom, again, and again. And see, you're just, this is a smoking your legs road. Boom, here. Trail brake, trail brake, trail brake. Like that is how long I'm trail braking some of these corners, you know what I mean? Like no throttle, no throttle, no throttle, no throttle, no throttle. There's a little bit of gravel there. And then you get up throttle there. And then no throttle, no throttle, no throttle, no throttle, no throttle, no throttle. Now throttle. No throttle, no throttle, no throttle. You know what I mean? You're just carrying the speed, the momentum into the corners. What the fuck are you guys doing, birds? Come on. They're literally just chilling, dude. Yeah, it's not bad. It's usually a lot less. There's usually none. This ride's pretty nice. This is somewhat, I don't like this corner. This rocks. Rare I use the rear brake in these corners actually. Sometimes if I'm really hauling ass, dude, let's check the time. I wouldn't mind. Well, you can use that dive. That dive is good.